Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I'm Mike Mayo, joined today by Jeff Defo DeForest, Mike Lubie Lubitz. I see that Defo and I are color coordinated almost, but his eyes are barely open because I hear you've been watching some of your favorite sporting events. Is this true?
Call me Seamus, me lad. And yeah, Seamus McSeamus. Well, this will be an interesting experiment here because you can see in a reflection here. I left the television screen on, and this is a test of the emergency broadcast system in that if you fall asleep during the course of this hour, it's perfectly understandable because I have soccer reflecting there in my boxing poster.
I'm looking at it.
I've got another 0-0 thriller in Manila. I guess it's in
It's
Doha
kind
or whatever.
of. I feel
on the
myself.
screen here.
Yeah, I feel myself falling under the you're getting sleepy. You're getting the
every game I
hypnosis.
turn on, it doesn't matter. It could be 25 minutes in, 75 minutes in, and you're going to say, well, you picked the lousy games. Of course, because they're all lousy. They're all 0-0. Every single one of them.
Not all of them.
Zero,
now you're getting
zero.
a little hyperbolic, or is hyperbole one of my favorite words? Yeah. Well, okay. Look, this is a food show, but we do talk sports, especially in the middle of the biggest sporting event in the world. And the Olympics are grand, but that's some talk about really boring esoteric sports like curling or archery.
But there's some legitimate stuff in there that requires a great amount of athleticism and training and discipline, and it's very exciting to watch. I mean, some of the other stuff, the ancillary stuff, is pretty much garbage. But this is entirely garbage. That's all.
No,
it is.
it's not.
It's men running back and forth aimlessly. Did you ever just wander around your neighborhood aimlessly?
Often,
because you should have just brought a soccer ball with you, and it would be playing soccer. Yeah.
Once I fell off the bike and broke my wrist and started walking, I find myself walking aimlessly all the time, and as you do with your walks of life. But anyway, welcome. We're 2 days away from Turkey Day. It's also a big day in history. Defo, what day is today?
Today is 1 day away from my mother's birthday.
Okay,
would have been my mother's birthday had she still been with us. But
yes.
significance of today, JFK was shot today.
That's right. Today is the 59th anniversary of the assassination of John.
No
F.
congratulatory
Kennedy.
thing. I pulled that out of my literally out of my rear end here.
Yay! You remembered one of the most traumatic days in American history.
I remember exactly where I was.
I
remember exactly where I was. I was in the 8th grade, and we were about to take a test.
What school was this?
This was at
He doesn't remember the school.
Grand Avenue Junior High School. Okay.
Where was this?
It was in Long Island, Belmore, Long Island.
Oh, you moved. I didn't realize you were one of those fleers that you left.
I left Brooklyn when I was 11, but figure, you got to, go back and track time. That was 1962. And it was a massive flight from the city to Long Island at that point. And my neighborhood, actually, they were filling in land like every day. My house was like the last house on a certain street. And then like the next day, swampland became like more land and they started building more houses. So it was at the very beginning of this expansion, the South Shore of Long Island. But I remember I was about to take a test and the announcement came and I was stunned. I was a huge JFK fan. Huge. I mean, I loved the guy. I thought he was brilliant. And, we didn't know about some of the other stuff that was going on necessarily. But, on the surface, I thought, wow, what a great president. I was not a fan of Dwight D. Eisenhower and the predecessors that I was aware of. And, I remember the announcement came in the afternoon and it was like, oh, my God, I can't believe this. What
happened? Was it like over the school's PA system?
PA system, yeah.
Broke in and said, we have some sad news to report.
Whoever made the announcements for the school got on the microphone there, and it could have been a future Mike Mayo with his own show, like way down the road. And he said, they basically said the president's been shot, and then we all followed as eventually he passed away. But it was a shocker, a real stunner. I remember the whole room being stunned. because we were sort of politically oriented in that neighborhood, even though we were eighth graders.
So you know where I was
You were at the track.
no, I had no earthly idea. I was a non-existent entity at that point, which I wasn't born, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know what happened before I was born.
You could have been
It was
one of
right
those 30-year frozen embryos, though. So maybe you, since life begins as soon as conception, according to some
No.
people.
At this point, it was way pre-conception. I wasn't even a glint in my parents' eyes at that point in '63. I was born in '66, but no, it was one of those. This is one of these big days in America. My mother was kind of reminiscing about it, and she's
Yeah.
wont to do that. But anyway, I always like to mark these historic days, and but now we are in this truly was a historic day because of this huge upset, and I'm saying the fix was in because did you see this messy mess in terms of the Saudi Arabians? And I know you love a good upset. I don't know if you love Saudi Arabia so much, but 20-1 underdogs plus 2,000 on the money
Really,
line
20-1, they won the game.
Yeah, plus 2,000.
Oh, you know that was fixed then. Come on.
And
What was the final score? 1-0.
No, 2-1. They actually had 3 goals in this game. Messi scores the first goal for Argentina in the first half. Argentina, of course, one of the pre-tournament favorites. Messi has never won a World Cup.
He's coming to Miami, Messi. He'll be playing, in MLS next year.
Yeah, if he makes it here, you know what they do in South America if you start fixing games. But no,
I think they make you like a leader of the country. No,
Exactly.
that could be it. Depends. In Colombia, they do some other things, but in Argentina, I don't know what they look. The bottom line is this: I didn't realize that Messi had just signed a huge promotional deal for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia earlier this year. Yeah, didn't you see that text I sent?
That kind of reeks of. It really does. I mean, so you're onto something, Mike Mayo.
Saudi Arabia is trying to land the World Cup for 2030.
Please don't do that.
I would imagine they will too. They seem to have plenty of geld.
And I think they've signed Messi up as kind of a ambassador or middleman, and also to kind of just promote sports in Saudi Arabia as and like what they've done with the golf tour. But anyway, we're talking heavy sports here. It makes me one of those things that makes you raise an eyebrow and go, when I read about that Messi had signed this huge deal with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
20-1. That would have been worth a shot, no?
And then what happens? He scores the opening goal, and then they roll over, and apparently he missed a couple of scoring chances in that second half.
Did he put one in his own net too?
No, he didn't do that. But
anyway,
yeah, but that's the World Cup news of the day. I know you find it boring, but I find it fascinating. Especially
look, it's an international event. I understand it. I said this before. I've said it many, many times. Because I don't like the game doesn't mean that other people shouldn't embrace it and love it. That's fine. You love horse racing like I do. I don't know if you're as big a boxing fan as I am. You start talking boxing and horse racing on some of these shows, and the people tune out immediately.
I think Lubie's playing Candy Crush, by the way. He's so
well because it's soccer talk. I mean, he's heard it all before. But I think in general, you could possibly see the thread of my logic, which is that this was a game that obviously began in a mutant society where the people had no hands or arms, and that would be the only reason to play a game like this. And sure enough, I mean, they found a way to take a lot of people and waste all of their time by having guys running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And essentially nothing's happening. Zero.
It's usually a very effective way of selling beer, except this year they're not selling beer at the World Cup.
And they even took that out of the equation.
So
unbelievable.
Now what do we got? So
and you would love this angle, Mr. Newsman, because there was a reporter detained for wearing the rainbow shirt. I saw him in a couple of interviews, and of course, the human rights thing is very much hanging in the balance there. As a big dark shadow cast upon the site that was ultimately chosen due to Sepp Blatter's enrichness from the Sheik. And, it just reared its ugly head right there and became, as they were trying to brush over the politics angle of this, that then they detained this reporter, and he was very Mayo-esque. He was defiant and basically was telling the people in security to, stick it where the sun doesn't shine. He's not taking his shirt off. I thought of you because that would have been your position.
No, not really, because
they wouldn't have wanted you to take your shirt off after a couple of Lunchbox shows.
I wouldn't have gone in a lot of people are up in arms about the whole, the fact that it's being held there in a place that has some human rights violations.
They arrest people for being gay.
And the other thing is they're playing one of the games today. And what are they calling it? That 972 Stadium. And I said, what? That was the body count of the workers that got
It's
killed
not
building
funny,
the thing.
really, but it is.
I mean, that's actually the shipping containers. The number of shipping containers they made a stadium out of shipping containers. But anyway, now I got a tickle in my throat, and let's talk about Thanksgiving. Are you guys well underway in terms of prep shopping? Where are we all at?
I'm well underway. I'm making arrangements with Tommy T to pick up a Cajun lasagna and a jambalaya, and I'm going to bring that to the table as I'm going to my family's house. And the people, honestly, on my son's wife's side, Susan and her husband Stan, they do a tremendous job. I mean, all preparation. You could bring nothing, and you would be more than satisfied. But I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction. I haven't really. I've had lasagnas as part of the fanfare on a Thanksgiving and a Christmas dinner, but I've never had jambalaya as part of that, and I can't wait to go pick it up from Tom T. So those are my preparations. Trying to decide when to go up there to the Nobo Brewery and get the stuff.
Well,
I decided not to make him try to meet me somewhere because the man is busy, and I thought, well, geez, he's willing to do it, but I can get up there tomorrow. He's going to be there all day at Nobo.
He will? Okay, good. Because I was saying that maybe you could come to our remote tomorrow, the big pre-Thanksgiving.
Well, that would be even
seafood
better.
feast.
Why don't you encourage him to do that? Yeah.
I don't know. I was doing. We'll see. We'll see if we can get him down. I don't know what his schedule is. If he's going to be.
He said he was working all day at Nobo Brewery
today. He does. Yeah, but tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I think he posted even longer hours tomorrow, like 11
he's
to 7.
Working himself silly at Tom T. But all right, you two will make your arrangements. I actually go out and about, and I was doing
you get the turkey, the live turkey, and all of this stuff.
You know the deal I have with baby mama Michelle, also known as the mother of my child.
I thought we discussed that. You weren't going to refer to her as
Michelle.
that anymore.
We know her name.
We know her name is Michelle. We know she's the mother of your child.
She prefers that. And I don't know what's going on. I think I'm getting
but it's very ghetto of you, Mike Mayo. It's unsophisticated, I think, for you to be referring to your ex-wife as your baby mama, even if she likes it. You know what I mean? I mean, there are people that like all kinds of crazy names and attachments in their own relationships, but I don't know what it is. It always rubs the Mustang the wrong way. Yeah,
probably
because somebody has cast a curse on you.
I think so. Well, what I did right before the show, and I don't know where this came from because I had no cough all of a sudden, but I was eating the last of my Halloween candy before the show because I don't like to bleed the holidays.
That had to be good and fresh. Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
Like a month ago.
It's not that long.
Those things last forever. They're not like fresh ingredients. I mean, but yeah, I'm down to my last.
Tom T is off today, by the way. You're giving up bad information. All right.
I have no giving up bad information.
You're the one who talked about it. You said you.
I said tomorrow he's going to be there like all day, so that would be the time to do it.
Yes, that could be the time to do it, and it'd also be a good time for everybody to come out. We can have a little a Thanksgiving Eve seafood celebration, things we can be thankful for. Tomorrow will be our show of gratitude. We'll be talking about things that we're thankful for. But meanwhile, today we're talking about the things we're not thankful for, which is soccer, number one. Number two, eating a Snickers bar that obviously now I'm allergic to peanuts or something because my throat is just closing up and I'm barely able to breathe. That's a new one. No,
one of the hosts is under attack during the show. Now, Louie's had to cover for me a few times because I used to work sick. This was pre-COVID. I didn't care how sick I was going to try and muscle my way through the show, and I would end up. Unfortunately, you get to the point where you're just in a coughing fit. And there's nothing that you can do. Where you're trying to get to the last word before the break, and the Dolphins.
All right, I got it.
And Lubie would have to take over. Now, this was radio, so you couldn't see the guy choking to death.
It was a good time.
It is an awkward feeling. Believe me, I've been there.
I think I'm okay now. But anyway, so this morning was, I like to get the jump and get everything out of the way on the Tuesday because Wednesday is total pandemonium around town and people start getting into fist fights and lines and things like that at the
you don't want to be in a store. Picking up some butter or something.
What I found today is the early bird gets the turkey because, like I said, I do every year get my fresh killed bird from Delaware Chicken and Seafood.
You don't have to kill it yourself like the day before?
No, there's no strangling.
I
I mean,
thought they
it's
just gave you like a live turkey in a box.
that would be a fun activity. Just have
No.
And
set
then
a
you're
whole
like
bunch
Rocky
of
Balboa with Mick chasing it around the yard there with a pair of high top
Oh,
Converse on and a
no.
That-
sweatpants. Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be an Instagram reel TikTok video right there.
Yeah.
If you put me in a pen with a live turkey and see if
Turkey you might be able to catch. I don't know about a chicken. Yeah.
but no, at Delaware Seafood, they had all the everything, the barricades set up, the lines, the
Now,
and
where exactly is it, or do they have more than one? I think
Oh,
they
you
only have
should
one.
know this, Defo. It's across from two casinos. The original Seminole Bingo Hall, now
Okay.
called Seminole Classic Casino. It's right across the street, 441 and Sterling Road there
Okay,
in
gotcha there.
Hollywood, just south of the big Guitar Hotel Casino, Hard Rock. But the
And
they
it's a
open up
Delaware Chicken Farm, it's called, right?
Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market. And it's been
Yeah.
there since the early 60s. And they get
Great
all
reputation,
these.
that place. Great
Yeah,
reputation.
no, it's quality. And this year's turkeys were going for $3.49 a pound. I think it's the same, and maybe 20 or 30 cents a pound more expensive than last year. But ended up getting a 21-pound bird. You can do the math. It ended up being about
$2.39. I'm going to say right away. What was it? 29. You said?
No, $3.49 a pound and 21-pound bird. So
Oh, okay. So you got 63 right off the top,
carry the
and then
one and,
you got about $72.
Yeah, that's it. It was a $72 bird.
All right.
No stone crabs. That was out of my price range. I just walked out of there with a bird, but I got there at 7:45 before the masses had arrived, and they've got all these.
Were you online at that hour or
No,
at
that
all?
was
No?
that was the beautiful part. They open up at 7, and these 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday. The system they have there is when you call in advance, they have an index card that has your order on it. In my case, it was just the big turkey. And you go in, you pick up your card, and then you go into the store and you hand them the card, and they hand you your turkey, and you walk out of there after paying.
Is it plucked and everything? I mean, is it clean?
Plucked and everything?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
One year I got something that had some
A
shrapnel,
little feather in
wounds.
there?
No, it had a little shrapnel, like from somebody shot the
Shot?
bird.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know, or it was in a horrible accident before it made.
Did you pick out the one that you want? I mean, from the live birds that are available?
No, well, it's a whole pile of them, but they go in the back, they bring it to you, and then you inspect it. You make sure it looks nice and.
So it was
You know,
live at
even-
one time, and you saw it live.
No, I never saw
Oh,
it
okay.
live. It was live in North Carolina, but very dead after it. It was. I guess they do their
This-
dirty work up there, and it comes on a big truck.
Conversation. Let me
Yeah,
ask you, Mr.
Thank
Mayo.
you, Lubie. Thank you for.
So she does. I know you've talked about.
It's a Jewish turkey hunt, is what it is. I mean,
Yes.
basically, you don't
They
actually go out there
really-
and hunt the thing down, but you go to a deli and buy it.
Well,
It's great. Yeah.
It could get very nasty out there. Another friend of mine, Poker Sean, who was driving past it just an hour ago, said there were very long lines and snaked around, and they have all the off-duty
wow.
police. All the police officers are working the detail, the parking lot, traffic control. They hire like 3 or 4 of them for these 2 days. But
70 bones seems like a lot, though, for a turkey. I mean, if you were buying a frozen one, let's say, what would that run you? Like about 40?
Publix was selling them at last week, 49 cents a pound. So you could've got
49
the-
cents a pound? Oh,
at
beautiful.
Publix. That was
Okay.
their law, the way to get people in the door before fleecing them. on
And
the
what was
eggs.
the same price at Walmart, that you go to?
I don't know. I didn't look at the I wouldn't buy it.
That or you're the wizard of Walmart, according to that guy.
I'm
on
only
Let's Eat South
doing
Florida.
packaged
Walmart.
goods, packaged name brand
So
goods.
Michelle does all the cook, like you've said it before, but she does the entire cooking, and you just take the wine. Because my mom is like that. Sarni asked. My mom literally, it's a funny thing she does because we would love to help. We don't know how to help. Whenever we offer to do this dish or that dish, bring this, bring that, she says no. But then throughout the evening, she'll lament that no one helped. So it's a fun game. It's a fun Jewish guilt. My mother played.
It's the whole
Yeah,
martyr syndrome.
everything.
No, I've got it. And then
Yes.
at the end of the meal, it's like, oh, I've been working nonstop for the last 3 days. You don't know.
Well, no, she
Uh,
started Sunday. She actually started
Yeah,
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, yeah. Michelle
My mother
started
can-
yesterday. No, the deal is this: I get the bird, and I pick up a bunch of wine, and then Michelle and Natalia, my daughter, do the prep work and the cooking. Natalia now is actually into doing stuff and helping her mom, and Natalia has been tasked with dessert, one of the desserts, because we do pick up like a traditional apple pie, but Natalia was figuring out what she's going to make for the second dessert, and I think she settled on a pumpkin trifle. And you know what a trifle is, Defo? It's kind of
No
like one of
idea. What
those-
the hell is that?
It's a very light dessert. It's where you kind of almost like a parfait thing, where you have
Oh, okay.
kind of
Yeah.
whipped cream and you layer in some different little bits of a sponge cake, and usually
Very
like a
ambitious
flavored.
of her to try
Oh
that.
yeah. She was gonna do a bread pudding, but she figured correctly that the meal is so heavy with all these other side
Nothing like a
dishes.
good bread pudding right after a big lump of bread pudding.
She decided to go light. She said, "I think I want to go with more
What
of a
happened to
lighter
pumpkin
dessert."
pie? Come on, Mike Mayo.
I
Where's
hate
that tradition?
pumpkin pie.
Hey,
No,
I
she's
love it.
doing the pumpkin trifle. So the trifle uses, I think, a little layer of like a sponge cake. So it's going to be like a pumpkin flavored sponge cake in the trifle.
My dad made the best pumpkin pie. I mean,
haven't
from
been a
scratch,
pumpkin
man. It was
pie.
beautiful. It was
The way you
fantastic.
hate soccer, Defo, is the way I hate pumpkin pie.
See,
So,
that doesn't make any sense. I don't hate soccer. I just, I think
no,
it's.
you despise it. Come on, just fess up. You
No,
went on a
I
20-minute
find
rant
it,
this
I find
morning.
it amusing. I really do. I find it very amusing
Well,
that people find this
but
interesting. I
just
just
own
do.
it. Own your hatred, okay? Just embrace
It's not
it.
hatred.
It's okay.
It's an
No, the way you were
intellectual analysis
He
is what it
hates
is.
the
He's
way
the
you were going off this morning, it could only be fueled.
Well, it's a
by
show. You
utter
got to keep in mind it's a
hatred
show.
He
Mike
said
Mayo.
literally
Of
in
course.
school, and he said this for over 12 years,
Yes,
that
that's
when
true.
someone did something wrong, the punishment was soccer. That shows you what he feels of soccer.
Right.
So some guy would, graffiti something disparaging about the principal with sort of a meme. What would have been a meme, back in the day? I guess what was it? A caricature of the principal, and we would play soccer until somebody ratted out the guy. Who did it.
Other
Every
punishment.
gym class, it was like, oh, bleep. Mouse Hunt's going to make us play soccer today. And they would roll the ball out there, and it was worse than being like in a prison yard. It was just disgusting.
It is
to have
pretty
to play this
boring,
game.
Yeah. That's-
Running back and forth. I mean, it was worse than the wind sprints. When Shula, remember those? When he would make the line.
Oh yeah, the gassers. They called them gassers.
gassers or the 12-minute run. It was just,
12-minute.
it was one of those things you just hated. You despised the whole notion of it.
Well, enough of the soccer talk. Back to Thanksgiving. I mean, every time I try to get away from it, he comes back to it. So it's
No,
kind
you
of
brought it up.
love-hate.
I mean, you said I don't like pumpkin pie, and or you don't like pumpkin pie the way I despise soccer, which isn't really true. If you just don't like pumpkin pie, then I would have to say you're un-American, Mike Mayo.
No, I like apple pie. I like apple pie. I don't like
Apple is not a Thanksgiving thing; it's a everyday thing.
No,
right?
it's Thanksgiving is an apple pie thing. I think it could go
Pumpkin pie
it's-
with a little bit of homemade whipped cream, just whipped up there. I mean, it couldn't be any better.
I've been tasked one other thing I have to do tomorrow, because I guess to go along with the pies and maybe the trifle, I have to go pick up some cinnamon ice cream. I guess that's a good
Cinnamon
accompaniment.
ice cream. Where are you getting that?
That sounds
Well,
good. What's
Where
cinnamon
else? Where my
Jackson's.
where a certain person works in my
Yeah.
family. She's going to be working tomorrow, and she actually gave me dispensation. Usually, she says, "Don't show." I'm not allowed to show my face when she's working.
Understandable. Yeah.
But
I like
tomorrow
that.
she's going to be working. They're off from school, and she's got the day shift. But I'm going to go in there and pick up a quart of the cinnamon ice cream to go along with the desserts, and that'll be the final.
Now, you're going
thing
to pay
that I
for
have to
this,
bring.
or does she have to
Yeah.
sneak it to you? Or
Yeah,
how does that
it's,
work?
uh,
It's paid. There's nobody.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like us in radio here or whatever we're doing here. They have to pay their way.
I always
And,
like the way you approach the owners of these restaurants where you then go, of course, that was on the house, was it not? No, you're more than
No, he
always.
never does that. He's always
Yeah.
like pretends like he's gonna pay.
Yeah, you
There's
go to
no
bluff
way.
move to your wallet after.
Always tip. I always tip generously
Just
in
tip well.
cash. That is
Yeah.
Just tip
that's the key to the successful remote, to make sure you can come
A
back
little
the next
greasage
time.
goes a long way in that spot,
Um,
and it's well deserved too. I mean, you're eating for
Oh,
free.
yeah,
so
we get treated
why
like
not throw the
kings.
woman a 10 or a 20? It's good.
we had a nice time yesterday.
Yeah.
That was good at Jackson's. I still
Grandma
have some of
says-
the kasha kanish left
Grandpa's,
over.
you mean?
Grandpa.
What did I say? Did
Yeah.
I say?
Jackson's is probably fun. I was not at Jackson's yesterday. Maybe you took a
My
detour.
brain
after.
is melting.
I was-
No, yeah, Grandpa's, and I had the rest of the mushroom barley soup for dinner last night. That was.
See, I
excellent.
told you to take it. That soup
Yep.
recooks really well. Soup is
Yeah.
that kind of thing where like
You
later
might-
on, like it's like a sauce.
He
That
might
was
have
kinda
set a
my-
record for the overall circumference of his wide open mouth. I don't know how you shovel that bagel in there. That thing
That's impressive.
with an
Blake.
omelet on it. That was fantastic. That looked great.
Oh yeah, it was a good day. But
You
getting
do
back
like
to
a
this,
jaw exercise. You know how you see like boxers. There's sometimes before they start a fight, they give it that. Do you exercise your jaw before you?
You practice you opening your mouth.
it's just total.
He's just in the mirror.
They call it muscle
mind-boggling.
memory.
It's amazing. It really is.
Muscle memory, and
Yeah.
that's
Even
how I do that.
Chestnut, I mean, he just shoves the stuff in there. You,
No,
you
Mayo is
No, I do the unhinging. It's a snake technique.
Yeah.
I've learned that from
It's
the
great.
reptiles that I used to hang out with.
It's very impressive.
Place
It's very,
down
yeah,
there.
you could swallow a live horse. I mean, never mind this turkey. I'm surprised you didn't eat that while it was alive.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. Anyway,
Now, are you a
this
fan of
morning-
the fried turkey? The fried, I've never
Actually,
really.
meant to
I
bring
can't
that up. I really
say.
want to bring that up
I think I've
one of
had
these-
it once, and I can't say that I remember anything overwhelmingly significant in terms of the difference. Everybody says it's great. Not sure if this guy did it right. He was the kind of guy that usually does things right of that nature. He didn't start a fire in the backyard. He dropped it in there, and there was no spark or flame. But are you a fan of the fried turkey on Thanksgiving?
So the answer is I've never had a fried turkey. I have
Okay.
had turduckens on Thanksgiving in the past.
Yeah.
You know what the turducken was
Right.
the duck and the duck stuff inside a chicken stuck inside
I
turkey.
could see you digging that based on the liverwurst sandwich, which I'm glad
It
Mark
wasn't a
Freed.
liverwurst sandwich. It was
He
chopped
condemned.
liver.
Yeah.
It's
condemned it.
not the same thing. Chopped liver is not liverwurst. Liverwurst is disgusting.
That
like
drew
pumpkin
laughter,
pie.
though, when the people who overheard us talking about that
He
at
did.
Grandpa's.
He
Did you
did.
see that?
He
All the
did.
people around the table we were broadcasting from, I'm trying to suppress
right.
their laughter. It was fantastic.
So if we're gonna keep beating dead horses, I got to tell you what I did this morning after I picked up the turkey. Before I could get to a other store because the other store was opening at 9 o'clock, I stopped off for breakfast. And guess what I had and enjoyed, which is why I'm a little bit loopy in this morning or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Potato
Bloody
knish.
Mary. No, he went to Houston's and they gave him a Bloody Mary.
Correct on the Bloody Mary, incorrect on Houston's because they'll never give you a Bloody Mary in the middle of the week at Houston's
And they
because they're the house of no.
Yeah. Watch that
No, I
down.
went to Southport Roll Bar, our
Oh,
friend,
nice.
buddy, and they do breakfast there now. A lot of people don't realize that they're open for breakfast, and I love going there because you can sit out on that back dock, you see the water, you see the sunrise, and it's very pleasant. And it's kind of it's one of those hidden gems. It gets way crowded later in the day when they have live music and all their usual seafood. But breakfast, I had the great Southport Eggs Benedict that has the spiced shrimp and bacon and potatoes. And I said, you know what? Let me get a Bloody Mary. It's holiday week. And they fix up a nice Tito's Bloody Mary with a very good house mix. And again, voila, a Bloody Mary can be prepared in the middle of the week, in this case on a Tuesday morning. That's how you do it. Other restaurants that I don't want to name, Houston's.
Your
but-
year ender of complaints is going to be Well, we may have to do like a 5-part
Well,
show on that.
well,
We
the
should-
beautiful part is tomorrow is things to be thankful for, but
Yes.
thankfully there is also Festivus for the rest of us, and that happens December, what is it, 23rd? December 23rd is Festivus. I got to look it up, but that's the Seinfeld holiday for the
Yeah.
airing of grievances. So we're going to have a huge show that day because
Are you
it
going to
will
open
be-
that up for comments on Let's Eat South Florida?
yes, absolutely. I love
Yes,
that.
sure.
They may break the server. Yeah, it's going to be like Ticketmaster trying to handle Taylor Swift opening day
Oh,
on
yeah,
ticket
it's
sales.
all good.
That's going to be a rough one.
Hey, talking about tickets. So we got to talk about our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival because it is coming up right after the whole holiday season. It's going to be another holiday festival coming on the heels of the new year. Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. You go to vlfoodwine.com to check out the events and the tickets. We're going to be taking part in many of the bigger events. I'm going to be judging some things. You guys are going to be coming out and eating
Yes,
and just
sir.
having a good old time.
Cannot wait.
But it's going to be the week of January 9th through the 15th. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun happening all over Fort Lauderdale. Some of the events include the Big Bar Battle, which is going to be on Wednesday, January 11th. And some top mixologists are going to be having a cocktail clash. I'll be one of the judges for that. I think by the end of the night, I will be 3 sheets to the wind, but hopefully I'll be able to keep track of the score. Then we've got the big barbecue battle down at the Hyatt Centric Hotel in Fort Lauderdale downtown. That's on Friday, January 13th, the evening. And you guys are going to come out and eat some really delicious barbecue from competitors near and far. Really
Lubie,
good
are you in
lineup.
this year? This is your kind of event.
Yeah, I don't know where I was last year, but I'm definitely in this year. You know me, and I'm actually excited to see Mayo in action. I've never seen him actually do. I remember back in the day he did food judging stuff before we knew him, but
Yeah.
now that I know him, I'm
We used to
actually,
see him in
And
opera
that-
dolls, and we thought,
yes,
wow, what a distinguished, sophisticated
that's
guy. This food.
literally what I thought. I remember you talking to him, going, "Oh my God, that's Mike Mayo!
now
Wow,
that the
that
curtain
guy
has
is."
been peeled back and
Yeah.
I can't wait to just
it's
watch an
been revealed to
message
be a
of pounds.
total.
I saw him, and he was judging that night at the burger thing,
Yes.
the barbecue bash, and he did. He did the usual Mayo thing. He shoveled like the first three things,
shovel and when I start doing my critic tasting,
like Skippy is
I
more
put on a
discriminating when he eats than
I put
Mayo.
on I
He's just
start
kidding.
I start being very I put on my serious face. I
You
kind
had
of
a face on, no doubt.
savor. I don't just shovel it down. I don't unhinge my jaw. I kind of
I think you made the right call, though. I mean, obviously there's going to be disagreement, because it's all a matter of taste. But I think you had it right. You were like the Harold Letterman scorecard.
Yeah.
Where you hear him come on and go 2 rounds to 1, Jim, and it really was. I mean, you were on it, and you could kind of trust your scoring on that thing. So I applaud you for that.
Yeah, no, and
As drunk as you were, no, you were fine.
That's going to be fun. And then, of course, the whole festival, the big culmination, the grand tasting Saturday, January 14th in the Las Olas Beachfront Park there, right at the corner of A1A, Las Olas Boulevard. All kinds of great bites and sips are going to be set up. And then there's a bonus on that Sunday, unticketed, free family day. They're going to have all kinds of cooking demonstrations, games, food trucks where you can pay your way for food. But it's all part of the glorious celebration of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine. Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, vlfoodwine.com. Go on there, and for those big 3 events, you could get tickets at an extra discounted rate. All you got to do is check out using the code Lunchbox. That's Lunchbox, like us. And you'll get an extra 15% off the already low prices. So go to vlfoodwine.com today and get the stocking stuffers for the foodies in your life. Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival coming up in January.
All right, coming back with more. You got to get. I don't know. Are you going to be drinking white wine with your? I mean, obviously, white meat protein goes with white wine, Mike Mayo. So, what kind of wines are you going to have on the Thanksgiving table?
I enjoy white wine as much as pumpkin pie. What about you? I'm a red wine, Pinot Noir.
I like
guy.
red wine, but so my family, as we've talked about, is not drinkers. It's not Shirley's family is drinkers, but they like their wine. They're very, very erudite when it comes to their wine and knowledgeable about their wine. So my mom always tasks us to bring the wine. What wine do you, or should you, since you do this as well, bring to a Thanksgiving dinner?
There you go. We'll get into that. We'll come back.
Yeah, let's do the
So
wine
some deep
pairings.
thoughts from Mike Mayo, who I
Yes.
love our friend, the green-eyed girl. And she says she used to think you were also a sophisticated writer when you were doing the reviews in a Sunset Home, and nobody got to see you eat. All right, coming back in a
Where's
moment.
the
more,
mystery? I should have kept the mystery.
Mike
right?
Mayo's overstuffed lunchbox.
Where's the mystery? Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, Naples because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. We're back here on the Lunchbox. Thanksgiving week. Everybody's kind of in a vacation mode already. We're on permanent vacation here, so it's nothing different for us. But hey, before we get into the wine pairings for Thanksgiving, I just wanted to give a couple of quick food notes because didn't get to it yesterday. But over the weekend, I love, especially when it's a rainy day and it was kind of like a blustery, not really cold front for us, but love good Asian soups when it gets like nice and cold. And on I guess it was on Sunday I went over to Hong's Barbecue, and that's not I think it's my favorite Chinese restaurant in Broward County now. It's a little kind of storefront. It's very spiffy in there, and they've put in more of those bigger tables with the lazy Susans. Do you like that when you go to a Chinese restaurant?
I rarely eat in. I can't remember the last time I ate and sat down in a Chinese
restaurant. You only like when it's passed through bulletproof glass or something like that.
Well, no, I mean, I was a big fan of the Peking Duck House. They used to have a real good lunch special there, so that's probably the last time.
What happened?
It was with Brett Tester, the agent of the stars. Many years ago, he would suggest restaurants. He liked two places in my area here. Porky's, Shea Porky's.
Oh, I love that
place.
I guess the raspberry wings.
Yeah, when I guess got sold and is someplace else now, and not the restaurant, but it's changed hands, and I don't think it's called Shea Porky's anymore.
No, it's gone.
And then he liked the Peking Duck House. He thought they had a fabulous deal combo for lunch. So that was the last time I think I sat down in a Chinese restaurant, and that had to be 12, 13, 14 years ago. So it's been a while. Yeah,
you need to get out more because
I'm going to get out
to
the chili crab. I think next time I'm in that area.
That's up in Boca. That's nice. A very nice, pleasant setting in there. And
on your suggestion,
Broward is blessed. That's in Boca, but Broward is blessed with some really good dine-in Chinese restaurants.
Chinese was mainland
China Bistro up in Coral Springs on University Drive. Really they specialize in Szechuan, some of the hot and spicy ones, but they also have two different chefs in that place because that's how they have a chef who does Cantonese specialties, the barbecued roasted meats and the Peking duck. That's fantastic there. So you're correct, Lubie.
Great.
You get points on the food scoreboard. And
you're not a big fan of the Duck House, though, but you said you never ate there.
I never ate there. I can't bash it because I never ate there.
No, it was decent quality. I thought it really was.
But what happened? We need a full.
Where is it? I want to try it.
It's gone.
It's done.
It's closed for renovation. Do we know that it's officially done forever?
That I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of places in that same state of limbo. I mean, and you can find them around. And in fact, I thought of you yesterday on the ride down to Grandpa's because I know it's not coming back as a restaurant, but I always want to take a picture of the dilapidated state of the old Skyline Chili on Federal Highway. But this place, I guess you said it. You had looked it up on their website that they were saying they were having certain difficulties, which is not uncommon in Pompano, getting permits or whatever to do things.
No,
But
I don't know
this
what
is a strangely long amount of time for a place to be under renovations with no news. So
I'm gonna
I'm
have
thinking
to.
something happened there.
I'm gonna have to unleash my investigative skills to find out what's going on
Get to the
because
bottom of it. Yeah.
at the beginning they posted on their website that they were, having to do some renovations and they were waiting for some electrical permits or plans approved, blah blah blah. But
Well, that can take a while, and it depends who you grease in the city of Pompano. Not to make any assertions or
that was
accusations,
Jeff
but
Forrest,
Sepp Blatter might be sitting in the mayor's office for all we know.
So but it's one of those places that was around for a long time. So you'd be
Good
shocked that
spot.
it
No,
wasn't
good spot.
it seemed to do a good business,
It did
loyal
well.
crowd.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that they haven't gotten back open, but you never know what happens. Sometimes owners get sick and or something happens. But I will have to look into that. Skyline Chili, we knew what happened. The family
that
that
was
ran
a
it,
tire shop.
that owned it. No, well, they owned the land and they sold the land. It was gonna, or actually they were gonna still own the land but lease out the spot to a oil change place. But I'm shocked because something must be happening also there with permitting.
That's
and
years
because
already.
they
Yeah.
haven't even done the demolition yet.
Nothing.
And I know the owner. I could give him a call, but I'm a little surprised because it's become a bit of an eyesore going past there. It's that's on Federal Highway, the corner of Northeast 26th Street there. But and Peking Duck House for you, Lubie, it's on Atlantic Boulevard East.
Yeah, I passed it a
Yeah,
million
yeah.
times. I pass it every time I go out
Yeah.
that way, and Deva's always talked about it, and it looks interesting. And it's been closed for
Yeah,
a while.
it's
and I
been
don't
since before the
understand.
summer, and sometimes
It's over 6 months, maybe longer.
yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it was about April. So yeah, we're over the 6-month mark, and definitely strange.
But there's
and
nothing happening there. Like they used to
Right.
have some pods there,
No,
like
it
there was
doesn't
something
exist.
happening. But
yeah, it's one
nothing.
thing if like sometimes the land is sold or
Nothing.
they post for lease, but this is just sitting there. So
No, it's
it's a
sitting there.
mystery that is waiting to be solved, and I'll look into.
So do we answer my
No,
question?
Getting back to one thing, I just got to give where Hong's Barbecue is located at Sterling
Yes,
Road,
yes.
just west of, I guess where the Hard Rock is, west of 441 as you go into Davie and west of Davie Road too. But it's now become my favorite Chinese restaurant. They do everything well there, and I had this duck noodle soup, and they also have all the meats and the ducks hanging up in the the front case, and they have like baby pig and also like pork belly with the crispy skin. I got a pound of crispy pork to take home. I like the place a lot. Anyway, so that's my little spiel for the day for those who are into Chinese food. Hong's Barbecue, good place to check out. Okay, let's get to the wine for
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving wine. So you look like you know what the hell you're talking about, and you're doing it.
So I always tell people when it comes to wine, just get the wine you like because it doesn't really matter about the pairings. I mean, the Thanksgiving table is such a a mishmash of different flavors, between, turkey obviously is poultry, and a lot of people do like a dry or some sort of white wine with it. So Defo is correct. You could have something in the whether it's a Chardonnay or a Pinot Grigio or I like the French Loire Valley whites to go along with a nice turkey dinner. And then when it comes to the reds, definitely you want to go to the lighter, more floral red wines like the Gamay is a interesting, different, offbeat one besides the usual Pinot Noirs, and also the Burgundies wines from France, the red Burgundies. So those are all appropriate matches with your turkey dinner. Today I bought a whole bunch of Pinot Noirs, a couple from Oregon, a couple from the central coast of California, some from Sonoma, because Pinots are always a good hit for the holidays, especially the easy screw top bottles, so you don't have to start potchking around with the corkscrew. So.
Oh yeah, that's always the corkscrew is not a big deal, but that's okay. I was gonna ask you that actually. When it comes like if it bottles twist top, I thought that meant it was like
no,
cheapy.
that
It has
is
nothing to do with
old school. That's very old thinking. Some of the best winemakers in the world now have gone to the screw top for a number of reasons, mostly because there's less spoilage or corkage, or wine gets corked, which is where there's actually some sort of bacteria mold forms around the cork itself, and it can ruin the whole bottle of wine. The screw tops, as you know, a lot of traditionalists say, "Oh, well, it's not the same because you don't have the whole, you know, it's become more ritual than anything else to undo the cork." But it's actually easier when you've got 12 people and you're constantly opening a new bottle to just have those screw tops, especially if it's a good one. And there's a lot of good ones. One of the ones I got today, it's called J Vineyards, which is a part of the Jordan wineries, and Jordan is known for very good both whites and
Like
reds.
Jordan, like
Have you ever been
Well,
to the Jordan Vineyards? I have
yes,
been. Beautiful. Wow,
where is
what a
this?
beautiful palatial
California?
place
it's
in
up in
Napa
the.
Valley. Yeah, Sonoma Valley,
I
Napa
think
Valley.
Jordan is northern part of Sonoma. They have a
Yeah,
gorgeous property, and they actually have a
beautiful.
couple
Wow,
of rooms that you could actually rent and stay in as like a
Oh, that's
hotel if you get in there
that's a little
early
pricey.
enough.
That
It's
one. Yeah.
pricey, but it's a gorgeous property. But the J Vineyards is kind of like their, you know, how in the France they have first growth, premier cru, and second cru. So like their J Vineyard bottles are kind of like their second growth. It's not as good as the Jordan bottles, a little bit more affordable. But this J Vineyard Pinot Noir has a blend of grapes from 3 different counties. I believe it's
nice.
Monterey, Sonoma, and Santa Barbara.
Bakersfield. Yeah.
Sacramento.
That's
Uh,
why
I
they
mean,
could
I
drop
guess
the
no,
price.
but it has a
Barbara's
it's
nice,
about
though. It's
it's
like
about a
Rocky
$21 or $19 bottle of wine, depending on where you get it. But again, at that beautiful price point of $20 a bottle, you can get some
Yeah,
really
that's not
good
bad. You can get
That's for
nice
sure.
wine.
wine, and it's
Yeah.
well made, and it's in a screw top, so you could just open it up and keep pouring as the guests keep drinking the wine down.
Rocking
Yeah.
along.
So, and
All
there are
right.
no wrong answers. You could do bubbly, you could do rosé, you could do whatever you want because it's Thanksgiving and there's so many different flavors and some of the things like, you know, the sweet potato, you know, that could even go with the Cabernets if you're going to have some sort of any kind of chocolate dessert always goes well with some of the deeper, heavier red wines. But I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. Just drink what you like, and by the time you get to the third bottle, nobody can taste the difference anyway.
Make sure you bring
That's
enough
the
of
right.
what you like that you have enough to drink it for yourself,
You don't get
and
screwed.
hope
That's
nobody
the
else
problem. Yeah,
poaches.
exactly.
So if you're drinking 2 bottles of wine, bring at least 2 bottles of the stuff that you like. That's my philosophy.
Well,
Yeah,
Michelle and I, we used to,
that's
because
a
there'd be
philosophy.
12 people, and one of them is, a couple of people just don't know anything about wine, and they just prefer drinking beer. But with dinner, they have the wine. But we always kind of
I think what you
stash a
said
bottle
was
of good wine on the side that we just pour for us. Get the $50
How many
bottle.
people will be at this
decent
Mayo
stuff.
gathering? I
Michelle,
thought it was just you and
How does
that
the
you
ex
guys?
and
You
your
guys do a
daughter.
whole
that was in the COVID days. Now that we have vaccines and
Oh, yeah,
everything,
magazine. Nice.
this is kind of back to a full blown. I think the table count is 12, and she had to order an extra table. Like she got a card table, like the folding
Oh,
legs
I
from
love that when you
Amazon.
put it at the end of the regular table.
Yeah, that's what we're doing because we have such a big crowd.
You always feel like you're on the practice squad
Right.
if or you're eating with the
If
kids.
you're in the
You're
other
on the
table, yeah,
auxiliary.
exactly.
You're like on the auxiliary gate at the Derby. I mean, that's great. Have you had to deal with this yet? I mean, this is always interesting because family situations are just as big as the food. Now, have you had to deal with like her new boyfriend or you bringing a girlfriend to one of these occasions?
No, I would never bring someone of the opposite. No, the answer is no. I don't.
You'll never, because that's the thing is,
Yeah,
what
I
if
mean,
I
it's
know
been
you're
years
not
already, Michael.
serious,
I mean, it's perfectly.
but if you get in a serious
Yeah.
relationship, you as someone who's done it, you're not gonna want to mess the new one up. So I wouldn't
No,
use the
no,
word.
no, no.
What, you don't want me to meet the mother of your
It's
child? I mean,
exactly.
that's what
It's
you're going to
serious.
hear.
They have to go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
There's boundaries that we don't cross. I think one year I went, she might have been dating somebody, and I met the guy that she was with, but I would
Did you
never
want?
in
Did you
her
want to?
house. If I still want to get invited to
You're
her great
engaged.
holiday cooking, I'm not going to push the envelope too much.
All right.
That's just so
We'll
there's
see.
boundaries, and I'm just happy to see my
Sure.
daughter. But was able to invite my brother and sister-in-law and a cousin of mine who just moved to Delray Beach. Lori is invited, so there's going to be. I guess a huge contingent from my side, along with Michelle always invites her boss, and then we have some. She has one of her friends and a mutual friends that always come. It's a big celebration. We
All
love
right.
Thanksgiving
Sounds
because
good.
it's something for where everybody. It's just
What's your first go-to thing outside of the turkey? I think you guys discussed this about the sides, but
well.
you were under the
We
umbrella
start
of sides that you hate. What's your very next scoop of food on out of the offerings on the Thanksgiving table?
Well,
So
no, the
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
I'm gonna be digging into that Cajun lasagna and the jambalaya.
oh
And
yeah,
I'm a
that's
mashed potatoes freak. I love any form of potatoes, but
well, my number one. Well, first of all, she sets out all these hors d'oeuvres. She does deviled egg. She does the
that I
kind
could
of
skip.
the asparagus stuffed with the Boursin cheese wrapped with prosciutto is a very nice
Wow.
starter.
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
they
ask you. My
usually do.
mom, we every year we tell my mom to relax with appetizers because we never end up eating a lot of the meal, and she doesn't listen. She does like a whole thing with stuff, mushrooms, and then the potato knish kind of a thing, and then like the hot dogs, and then she does some other thing, and then has cold stuff, and it's like it's overkill. So like,
Right.
what is your theory on that? Like, I know
She's scaled back on, but she always likes setting out a couple of things, when guests first arrive with the first glass of wine. So she has, I think she got some shrimp cocktail for like a shrimp appetizer, along with the deviled eggs and the prosciutto with wrapped around the asparagus. So then we get into the main event, and the best side dish is her potatoes au gratin. It's rich, it's cheesy,
that
it's
sounds amazing.
just
That's a good one. Yeah.
you
Love.
have just one piece of that, and you're a very happy person.
No
So
mention of any stuffing yet from the Mayo
yeah,
household.
no, stuffing is it's an essential, but it's nothing that she jazzes up too much. She actually just does the stovetop because it's kind of like the afterthought. It's obligatory, but she doesn't jazz it up, or she doesn't go like Tom T with the oyster, cornbread stuffing that you see in Louisiana. Her stars are the cauliflower casserole, the potatoes au gratin, and there's talk of her doing a green bean casserole this year because my daughter likes it. So we'll see.
Tell her to pass on that. What about cranberries? Nothing with cranberries?
Oh, yeah, she always has cranberries. Just
All right.
fresh made cranberry gel or whatever that comes in the bin, not in the can, never a can. So that's it. Hey, we got to do a couple more. Some more business, I guess. And our friends at Tropical Acres, they're fully booked for Thanksgiving, but they're going to be open on Friday and Saturday, so you could go in for the Thanksgiving after party. I dropped in there last night to try to catch a drink at the bar during happy hour. Forget about it. It is so crowded in there at happy hour at the bar. I couldn't even get, forget about even getting a seat at the bar. I couldn't even get a seat at one of those side tables.
Wow.
And I just, I saw Joe Studial was working the front desk. I said, Joe, I guess we're doing our job too good here because everybody knows about this happy hour. They're coming in from 4:30 to 6:30 and just
Nice.
getting the great half price drinks, including the premium, cocktails like Belvedere martinis, or some of the high end whiskeys, and everybody's enjoying themselves along with the great dishes that they have at the half price happy hour, the sliders and the coconut shrimp and things like that. I could have waltzed right into the dining room last night, but I didn't feel like a full meal. I wanted to just have a drink, but I said I'll come back later on. Got to get there early for the happy hour festivities there. It's 4:30 to 6:30 at Tropical Acres. Is at 2500 Griffin Road, Dania Beach, and they are going to be serving again all weekend, but fully booked reservation wise for the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday. But they're going to be open for Christmas, 1 to 8 p.m., and you could get in the books now. So give them a call, and that's tropicalacres.com. You could check out all their menus and information. And again, they have the great the filet mignon, the prime rib, the rack of lamb, all the good stuff.
When lobster's done,
The lobster season is over. No more twin lobster special. That is
not a
done
long
until
time.
the
That
summer.
was a long.
It's all summer long. But now we know we're in the heart of the winter holiday season. Tropical Acres. Go tell them at the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, coming back to wrap up this edition, a 2-day before Thanksgiving edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. And there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent. And we're back, and just to pick up the theme of that last spot, Greater Fort Lauderdale welcomes everyone under the sun, and that means all you foodies out there. And we're going to get set to do another Visit Lauderdale remote edition, hopefully next Monday with Nikki Mohan. And we might be celebrating Defoe's favorite sporting event. We might do something tying into the World Cup.
Is Croatia playing that day? I'm going to wear my Croatia shirt tomorrow.
It's going to be a Brazil day on Monday when we're trying to set up.
You
just missed a 0-0 thriller there. 97 minutes of pure dreck, unadulterated nonsense.
All the different countries that are represented in the World Cup. Well, you can find all the different cuisines here in Greater Fort Lauderdale because it's all here, and that's why this is a great place for culinary explorers, cocktail connoisseurs, and craft beer aficionados. Come one, come all. We've got everything under the sun for everyone under the sun. We've got dockside dining with breathtaking views, lively cafes along Los Olas Boulevards, and award-winning chefs all over the place with every cuisine imaginable. There's almost 4,000 restaurants to choose from in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Places like Timon Baloo at the Catherine, and also Cookin' the Cork up in Coral Springs. They're going to be taking part in the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Some of our best will be showing off their multitudinous talents. How did I get that out of my mouth? Come stay.
Good one there, man.
Yeah, that's
nice.
a good one. Yeah, come stay and play in Greater Fort Lauderdale and discover the taste sensations all over, along with thrilling nightlife filled with craft breweries along the Visit Lauderdale Ale Trail. There's also hidden speakeasies, rooftop bars, and expert mixologists serving up amazing cocktails. It's a never-ending culinary celebration, and everyone's invited. So for more information about upcoming events and promotions, go to visitlauderdale.com.
Excellent. Now is Guy Fieri known for fried chicken? Was that one of the things that he was known for? Fried chicken?
Well, he opened up a series of like fast food type places called Chicken Guy that was kind of chicken nuggets and chicken tenders. Was at the Aventura Mall food court. It didn't do, I guess. I don't know what happened, but
they had one in Harris. That's why, because I was looking at these guys in the sports book there, and they're all eating fried chicken. I'm like, where are they getting this from? And then I went by, it's not really a food court per se, but they have a couple of different places and one location there in Harris. And sure enough, there was this Chicken Guy or whatever that is. And I didn't realize it was Fieri until I got a brochure from the place saying that he was giving like cooking lessons along with Gordon Ramsay and Steve Monterano, and that you can use your influence there with a highfalutin player's card and get into that if you're in Atlantic City. So that would be kind of cool. Yeah.
So the Chicken Guy, it has the chicken like
stuff look good. Yeah.
But with the spiky hair that's supposed to be Guy Fieri's hair. So, but I don't know what happened to Aventura. I think that location it closed, and now it's becoming replaced by Shaq is getting involved with some chicken franchise. Shaq is selling food all over the place between his Shaq-a-roni pizza, I guess from Papa John's, and now he's also involved with this chicken franchise that's going to be opening up, I think, a couple of locations around.
He's got a little Midas touch as an endorser. Everything that he endorses does well, apparently.
When he doesn't mumble, I guess he could be a effective pitch man. But
he only mumbled to dodge guys like us when we were covering sports.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Just
seen
bad.
him on that what is it, TNT basketball nightly show, and there's some nights I guess he just doesn't want to be there, and he just like mumbles, and I'm
Oh,
like saying, "What? Come on, be a little bit of
Pull your head out of
something."
your rear end and let's
Yeah,
talk. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Even we put on the enthusiasm here on the Lunchbox,
You
and
have to.
for good
You have to
reason,
do it.
because we love what we do. Even when we talk about pumpkin pie and soccer.
Pumpkin pie is good. I don't know. You know what? I would not
It's
have
not
been as a
horrible. I
kid
just don't love it.
inclined to try even a pumpkin pie, but the first time I did, I loved it. And every
Uh-oh.
time I'm walking into a store, they always hit you with the bakery. You have to go by the bakery at Publix, to get into the actual store itself because they know you're going to pick something up. And I'm always tempted to just out of season there grab a pumpkin pie, but I never do.
Never been a fan.
But I have to
that's
tell
one of
myself
It's
not to.
horrible. I'm just not a fan.
And again, and pumpkin spice and all the pumpkin spice lattes and the pumpkin spice ice cream and just enough. I guess I'm just a
You
guy
have to
that.
expand your cultural horizons, Mike. Maybe.
But you know
would be
what?
the
What
thing.
is pumpkin spice? It's basically things like cinnamon and nutmeg and all the fall flavors that you associate with the holidays, and which although I like them, I just don't like them in my cup of coffee. I just give me a plain cup of black Joe. I'm happy. So, all right, that's it.
You were awakened from the dead. Good.
Hmm.
You were good today. Yeah, you were on your game today.
Now let's off or on or off.
You were on your game today. Yesterday, when Lubie delivered that, body blow, and they gave you, like 5 minutes to recover from the moment you got below the belt.
I was gonna come
You
today.
needed the full 5 minutes.
Most of
Was
them
that
might.
like, the ref's always looking at you during the entire 5 minutes, saying, "You gonna fight or what?"
You're right.
Meanwhile, they told you got 5 minutes to recover, and that's what you needed.
We move on. It's just because I had spent the whole morning setting everything up like a
No.
beautiful jigsaw puzzle,
You
and then
did.
it all came crashing down. So that's
All of a sudden, here comes the
that's
That's how I
cat.
do it.
But we move forward, and that's it.
Yeah.
And everybody deserves holidays and vacations.
One more
So,
day on the
do it.
countdown. One more day.
One
We'll be
more
at even
day.
keel tomorrow, right?
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be great.
Keel tomorrow.
Talk
Off for
Tommy T
Turkey
into coming
Day.
down there, even though he's working.
Yeah, and then we're going to be working on Friday. We will be back for a post-Thanksgiving postmortems and see how everybody's turkey went on Friday. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves. If anybody's around, come on out to Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and
spot.
Commercial Boulevard tomorrow. We'll be out there from 12 to 1 doing this, which is something. We'll also be eating. I'll unhinge my jaw and try to swallow a whole fish. Can I do it? If they remove
I'm
the
waiting for you
bones.
to just, like in one of those
Yeah,
cat
the
cartoons, just pull the bones out.
That
The
could be
scale.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh man, all good. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of today. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back with another edition. And until then, enjoy every 0-0 soccer match and enjoy every
what ugliness.
sandwich.